Network Entertainment.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Kaya Pa Ba? And for this episode, we have an icon, a legend, and just I do not have the words. For the first time, I do not have the words. Please welcome to the show, Bianca Gonzalez.
Grabe naman. Maraming salamat for having me. Kaya pa ba? Paano ba to?
Correct. So actually, para po sa mga viewers natin, we just did an episode together.
Yes.
As in literally like mga 15 minutes ago. So we are fresh, we are warm.
Yes.
At nailabas natin sa episode kanina na pagod tayo in general.
Catherine Bernardo, is
Diba?
that true? Oo.
Pagod tayo in general.
Yes.
So when you find yourself like in the middle of so many deadlines and so many commitments, like what is the self-talk that you do?
Number one, yes, I want to affirm and validate na pagod na tayong lahat. I think na in my life stage now and at my age, mas na-handle ko na siya ng ano nga ba? I wouldn't say easily, but parang mas kinakaya ko na siya. One is, I have learned na napaka-importante nung pause, breathe, and you have to take things one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Meaning, nakaka-overwhelm minsan na pag Monday, like we're recording this on a Monday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yung linggo ko, yung parang tinitingnan mo pala yung calendar mo, pagod ka na.
Yeah.
And instead of allowing myself to feel defeated over what I'm going to do on Friday, sinasabi ko sa sarili ko, okay, Monday pa lang. Okay, isang paano ba ito recording done? Okay, guesting si Baos done. Okay, ngayon. Meaning, tackle what you can right now and slowly at the end of the day, you're like, okay, done today. Pahinga, bukas ulit.
Yeah. Pero yeah, it is quite intense being a freelancer because you also self-produce your podcast.
Yes, I do.
Diba?
Ang paano ba to? Which started actually as a book and then naging YouTube parang video series siya bago na uso ulit ang mga podcast. So, I went to being a podcast. For a while, I was with then Globe Studios. And then when Globe Studios closed, bumalik sa self-produced. So, bakit ba natin to ginagawa sa sarili natin?
But I think at the end of the day, we do it because we love it.
Yes.
We love it.
Super.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Hindi naman natin gagawin kung
Correct.
wala-wala lang
Correct.
or hindi siya connected sa why natin in life.
Especially
So,
because, we don't make money immediately sa podcasting. We make money but not immediately.
Yes.
Diba? So parang kailangan talaga siyang tiyagain.
and hindi siya parang YouTube na 'di ba YouTube parang medyo related to views and like
May computation siya.
Oo, may computation siya, nakikita ka. Ito hindi.
Yes.
Ibang ibang way nakikita ka.
Correct. So we'll get into that later on. Sorry, inuna ko na yung pagod part kasi para sa mga taong pagod dyan, ayan na, kung napapagod kayo, okay lang kasi kung isang Bianca Gonzalez nga, tipong tinutungangaan yung calendar niya, di ba? So, it's okay, you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course, we know you to be kind of like the first lady of hosting, I guess.
Grabe naman.
I just coined that now. Diba? Parang feel ko like, ano bang pwedeng term? Diba? Like the first lady of hosting. You've hosted talk shows, game shows, reality TV shows. Why Speak is technically what ba? It's a forum.
Youth debate show.
It's a youth
yes.
debate show. Diba? So parang you've hosted a lot of things in 20 plus years, tama ba?
Yes, 21.
21 years,
Grabe.
diba? And you have really witnessed a lot of cultural shifts, diba?
Absolutely.
Like pre-Facebook to now, mid-AI, diba? I think
Yes.
ando na tayo. What has that taught you in terms of, I guess, the Filipinos' relationship with pop culture and just with celebrity culture in general?
Oh gosh, ang daming nag-shift,
Correct.
sobra. So when I started in the industry, hindi ko alam kung maalala pa to ng iba. Naalala niyo yung K-Text?
Yes! Oh my
Text
God!
Sandara space
Yes.
on to 2366.
Yes.
Meron akong ganun dati. Text Bianca space on 2366. So, sa lahat ng mga mas bata, ano siya, basically, you text a number, which is 2366, and then makakakuha ka sa cellphone mo ng daily updates from your favorite stars.
Correct, diba? Sobrang analog, no?
Yes, pre-social media, yun, 250 ba? Basta something. Yeah. And so, at that time, ang relationship ng viewers to people in showbiz was very one-way. Meaning, consume lang sila ng consume. Makikita mo lang in real life or magkaka-two-way kapag manood ka ng mall show, manood ka ng concert, ganyan. Yun lang yung parang may real-time feedback. Or if you watch, for example, a live taping, which not everybody gets to do. And then at that time, kapag merong issue, controversy, ang isang artista pupunta sa The Buzz.
Correct.
Pupunta sa eLive. That was the one
Yes,
I got to host with Tony Ma and Luis. Entertainment Live. Doon ka magsasalita.
Correct.
Tapos syempre yung pagsasalita mo on the show, ang daming pinagdaanan kasi the writer researched, came up with questions, present sa management, pag-uusapan nyo ano yung willing kang sabihin, ano yung hindi. Ang daming ganon. Before the public actually consumes, break na sila. Parang ganon lang yung takeaway, di ba? Fast forward to now, all artists, myself included, have the liberty to do that on our own page and our own time. Social media will make the biggest breakups. The Catherine Daniel was all through Instagram.
Immediately, everybody finds out about it.
Diba? From them mismo. And then, the fans now, you know, you get to comment. Minsan, sharing story mo. So, medyo mas nag-bridge yung relationship ng viewer to TV show or star or guest as well. And then, even through the years, like, ang mga teleserye dati that ran for like years, 'di ba? Ngayon months na lang. Ngayon kapag may clamor ang audience for a certain storyline, lalaki 'yon. For example, the Can't Buy Me Love of Donnie and Belle did so well. Tas nagka-clamor yung Maris and Anthony. So lumaki yung storyline. So yung parang like it's really a living, breathing thing now, yung relationship ng television to audiences and viewers. Nasagot ko ba yung tanong mo? Parang dami ko sinabi.
Nasagot mo siya. Talagang ganun na yung naging shift now.
Yes.
It is, whether we like it or not, it is now a big conversation where everybody is involved. Diba?
May stake lahat. May say lahat.
Correct. May stake lahat. May say lahat. Siguro ang huling PBB question ko na lang kasi masyado lang tayo na PBB. is, ano yung naging shift sa gusto ng masa in terms of who were celebrated before to now? Ano saan nag-gravitate ang mga tao? Or were there archetypes before na parang were viewed a certain way but now the culture eventually kept up and now they are celebrated?
Gosh, that's such a hard question. Trivia, I hardly ever predict the right big winner.
Oh.
Like parang 2 times pa lang in history na nakatama ako, which was Melay and Maymay. Otherwise, mali yung akala ko mananalo. It has changed kasi in the start, nung bagong-bago yung show, you had the likes of Nene, Bea So, Melay Cantiveros, na parang people were able to resonate with strong women who spoke their mind, who were a unique personality.
Yes.
And then nagka-shift from, kasi there was also this rep of PBB na parang, or talent shows in general na charity show, kung sino yung nangangailangan, siya ang mananalo. And then season 4, we had Slater Young, who is a rich Cebuano businessman. Nanalo siya.
Iba-iba
pero siya
talaga.
ang And then through the years, ang nanalo minsan yung artistahin, minsan yung underdog, minsan yung maingay. So, I don't really know if there's a formula, but what I do know na malaking effect ng viewers now is, dati kasi, when you watch, you only see what is shown to you on TV or on the 24/7 channel. Ngayon, people have their own edits on TikTok. So they can literally make a whole show na bida yung favorite nila.
Correct.
And that plays a huge role.
Definitely.
Kasi, yun nakikita mo ilang reposts or ilang ito yung maingay, ito yung gusto ng tao, or ito yung ayaw ng tao. So, I guess, what I'm saying is, ang laking part nung kumbaga, marketing ng fans ng sarili nilang favorite with how that particular housemate will fare.
Got it. And 19 years sa PBB and then plus years with like everything na yung pa-throwback mo kanina. With that, what do you think, when did it click to you na, wait, I think I'm really good at this. I have my own thing and I am confident with what I have to offer.
That's so hard. I think late na. Like parang 10 years na ako in the industry when I realized that. Yes, very late. Kasi my story is I wanted to be behind the scenes. I wanted to work as a director and writer for film. Yun talaga yung dream ko. At that time, God had other plans. So, naging on-cam talent ako. And at the first few years, akala ko, gandang racket to. Iipon ako. Model ako. I'll save money, ganyan. Until the 3 years became 6 years. The 6 years became 8 years. And then 10 years in na. And then I'm like, parang this is my career na. Parang kailangan ko na i-let go yung iba ko mga gusto gawin in life. The knowing what I was good at, para siyang, ang tagal ko na-realize because when I was starting, hindi ko nga alam kung bakit pero sobra akong na-judge, hindi lang ng viewers, but even internally, like management as well. Masyadong AB yan si Bianca, masyadong elitista, hindi yan pang masa. Which I don't know where it came from. Hindi ko alam kung dahil Why Speak yung una kong show na medyo intellectual, ganyan. Or dahil ba nag-graduate tayo sa ating alma mater, which parang hindi din naman. Matatas naman ako mag-Tagalog, wala naman akong shuang-shuang. Hindi naman ako luxury, whatever. Like, inisip ko, bakit sa tingin nila hindi ako pangmasa, ganyan. So it was something that I also had to grapple with myself, especially at the time, early 20s ako. Parang, will I be me? Or will I like conform to what they're saying? Will I fight it? Will I, like, ang hirap nun i-navigate. So, in the jobs that I would get, yun nga, kunyari, different talk shows or a reality show, a showbiz entertainment show, I was also trying to find my voice through it all. Like, parang ano may identity ko? Kasi at that time, it was either Boy Abunda, Chris Aquino, who are larger-than-life personalities. At pag nene ka, parang, sino ako kumpara sa kanila? Diba? So that's why it took a while. And I guess it took that decade milestone to be like, I guess nandito pa rin ako kasi may ibibigay naman ako, may ibubuga naman ako.
That is very interesting. Especially with when you come from the ABS-CBN machinery, wherein they have research, they will tell you na parang, okay, this is probably how you read, we probably need to lean into this. But I would say that I think you have always had such a singular and original voice that I don't feel like you ever really changed. And I think that is an amazing thing. I think you've always had a clear voice to us, the viewers.
Wow. Thank you for saying that. It feels validating for you to say that. I have a story for you. Nung I became a housemate kasi before I became a host. And then I specifically remember a conversation I had with Boy Abunda, who's my manager from then till now.
My former boss, by the way.
I love it. Nagda-drive ako pa uwi. And then we were talking about work or something. And then, because galing akong PBB at that time, syempre may offer. They want to do this teleserye or this, yung mga episodic, yung mga Your Song, yung mga ganyang yung mga pakit-pakit na role. I don't act, I don't sing, I don't dance. I'm not interested in anything other than hosting. And clear yun sa akin, even back then when I was 22. So, ang sabi lang ni Tito Boy sa akin was, okay, I understand that you don't wanna try acting. Pero I want you to know na if you do pursue hosting, konti lang opportunities kung ito lang ang gusto mong gawin. Meaning, if you try to act, sing, or dance, then mas maraming shows na pwede kang kunin. Pero kung ito lang, get ready na it's gonna be hard.
Few and far between lang. Yeah.
And I remember, I even parked the car nga on the side kasi nga parang major life talk na di ba? Parang, baka ma-distract ako. Sabi ko, yes, Tito Boy, this is really only what I want to try to do, hosting. So I guess, sobrang importante ng conversation na yun. Kasi it, I guess, set the tone for me kung ano yung ma-expect ko.
Yeah. Wow. That's an amazing story.
Thank you. Thank you, Tito Boy.
And I think it's also kind of sticking with a lane that you know in your core is your lane, even though like when you were in ABS, I'm sure talagang ang dami mong nakikita around you na parang, oh, this part is working for them. And they sing, they dance, they act, and they do this. But I am only in this lane. But I would think right now, finally, the culture, the zeitgeist, the moment has kept up with how important and I guess how valuable hosting is. Because, diba, you have a podcast, you have a book. So, buti rin nag-keep up yung mga tao, diba?
I think also, siguro it took a lot of hard-headedness then on my part to not give in. Parang I think I was only, around yung 10-year mark in the industry, tumigil na sila magtanong, hindi mo magta-try mag-artista. Tumigil na sila. Gets na nila. But although, in the industry now, kasi it's even tougher because mas konti na ang shows that require a host because to my point earlier about hindi na naglalantad ng mga artista sa talk show, it's on their own platform. Sobrang konti ng shows that require a host. And a lot of our superstars also host the shows, meaning nabibigyan din sila ng opportunity to host other shows. So parang mas kumonti palalo yung mga opportunities to those who only want to be a host. So I guess dun pumasok yung, that's why I wanted to do other things. Parang, okay, sure ako sa sarili ko, ayoko mag-artista, ayoko kumanta, ayoko sumayaw, pero gusto ko mag-grow. I want to learn. What else can I do? So that's why, I think this was around 2010-ish. That's when I explored other things, pero within my same lane. So, naging columnist ako for Philippine Star and then I became editor of a young women's magazine noon, yung Meg. And then eventually, it led to me wanting to write the book, etc. Meaning, meron palang ways na pwede kang mag-expand and grow pero nasa mga gusto mo gawin pa rin. And another important note is that one, it's not ABS. I really had to find those opportunities on my own, seek them out, magpakapal mo ka na makipag-meeting sa kung sino man to make it happen.
But it sounds like this happened during the time na parang na-realize mo na yung confidence and yung certainty na, okay, this is me. And then everything else opened up. So I guess if you are able to pinpoint, because you are super Bianca after all, what do you think is your superpower?
Oh my gosh.
With that, when everything opened up and when you finally realized na, okay, but this is the lane and I will be unstoppable here.
Grabe yung unstoppable. Ano ako? I think mula noon hanggang ngayon, I am super always willing to learn. I want to learn. Learn. In the nerdy sense, as in school, nerd ako, until now na nasa work ako na parang, we talked about it then earlier when we recorded na with this new generation, there's so much that I'm learning from them with how they do things. So maybe that could be one of the things that has contributed sa longevity sa career. You have to be willing to learn and grow talaga.
Great. And then you mentioned the book, diba? In 2014, right? So tell us about giving birth to that book. Kasi it's one thing to write it, but to talk to like a publisher, market it, and promote it. Like, talagang napasaba ka ba dun agad-agad as a producer?
Oh my gosh. So 2014, I was already editor of Meg for maybe, mga 4 years na. And I remember, as a writer, dream ng most writers to want to write a book. To be a published author. Hindi naman ako yung type na magkakwento about my life. Wala naman akong autobiography dreams. Hindi din ako novelist na magaling mag-isip ng mga non-fiction worlds. So I said, what can I write? And I went back. So I used to be a blogger. Wow! So sa lahat ng mga dating nasa Blogspot, mga Zanga. Oh my God, sobrang luma na nito mga to.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.